Hi, movie fans. Great new opening. Welcome to another episode of Movie Fan, starring Movie Fan, written by Movie Fan, edited by Movie... Okay, you get the point. I am filming this video one day after my MCU video, my first video on this channel. Another one of my favorite franchises besides MCU is Star Wars. I'm not sure if you could tell that by the C-3PO or the Clone Trooper helmet. You can't really see it in this video, but it was visible last video. Star Wars is an excellent movie franchise. It's been going on for over... I have no idea how long. I probably should have planned that line out. It's been going on for a while. It has 10 movies so far, live action, and then it has one animated movie in it. In December, the Rise of Skywalker, the last movie in the Skywalker saga, is coming out. What is with franchises concluding this year? The Infinity Saga and now the Skywalker Saga. I only just noticed that. Yeah, so today I'm going to be ranking all 11 Star Wars movies that have come out so far, all of the theatrical released ones, from worst to best. Basically the last video, but with less movies in a different franchise. So, starting us off, number 11, Star Wars The Clone Wars, an animated movie that you might not have heard of. Star Wars The Clone Wars, a great show, but it got started with a horrible movie. I have no idea who thought it would be a good idea to make this movie, but it is one bad movie. The plot is that they're trying to save Jabba the Hutt's son. What? Who thought that would be a good idea for a plot? It's animated well, but it's not memorable. I'm not even sure why I included it. Let's get on to the live action ones, I guess. The animated one was the worst. Number 10, Attack of the Clones. I hate Attack of the Clones more than Anakin hates sand. And if you've seen this movie, you know that that's a lot. Attack of the Clones has an unbelievable chemistry between Anakin and Padme, and just horrible CGI, which this was 2002, so that's sort of forgivable, though you don't have to use it in every frame. Seriously, the clone troopers are all CGI. Why? It's just a really bad movie. Number 9, Phantom Menace. Now this is how not to make a movie. That was a callback to, now this is pod racing, but you really can't tell, honestly. Every opportunity they have to develop the storyline of the prequels, they pretty much turn it away. Like, they can't develop Obi-Wan and Anakin's storyline because Obi-Wan spends the half the movie on a ship and Anakin's on Tatooine with Qui-Gon Jinn, and they can't develop Padme and Anakin's relationship. They just don't really contribute to the story at all. The Darth Maul fight is awesome, and then there's Jar Jar Binks. I honestly could have just said Jar Jar Binks, and then you would have gotten why this movie is at number 9. Number 8, Revenge of the Sith. I actually don't think that this movie is as bad as the other two movies in the franchise. I mean the prequel trilogy. I think that this movie was way better. It still had a few problems. I think it still had some unbelievable chemistry, just like Attack of the Clones. It had an emotional punch. It was actually pretty good. Revenge of the Sith, number 8. Number 7, Solo. The most recent Star Wars movie to come out. It came out last year, and when I saw it, I thought that it was a very weird movie, because it was basically, besides the how Han and Chewie met, it was basically just answering a bunch of questions that no one ever asked. And Solo Han, I don't like his character in this movie, because I don't believe that he's the same guy from the prequels or from Force Awakens. He's such a different character, and his motivations, they change all the time in this movie. Like, he never stays with one motivation. It's just a really weird movie. Number 6, the most controversial Star Wars movie. Critics loved The Last Jedi. Audiences hated The Last Jedi. I loved The Last Jedi when I first saw it. Then I saw it again and I hated it. Then I watched it again and I thought it was okay. And at this point, I don't know what I think about it. There's a decent amount of bad things, like it takes all of the questions that were brought up in The Force Awakens and gives them such unsatisfying answers, like Rey's parents were just sold her for drinking money. They're no one special, apparently. Snoke, he's dead. Spoiler alert. Same thing as that I said in the last video. Why did you click on this video if you were trying to avoid spoilers? But there's also some good things. Like, I like Rey, Kylo, and Luke. Their character arcs in this movie I actually found pretty good. There's a lot of really good scenes here. The light speed jump scene where they ram into that other ship. Lightsaber battle with the Red Guards. I thought that there were a lot of scenes that were just handled really well. So number 5, Rogue One. I saw it, I think, 2 years ago. So my memory on it is a bit fuzzy, but I still remember really liking it. I remember thinking that K2SO was really funny. I remember thinking that there was a big emotional punch. I mean, like, what else would you expect from a movie where literally all 6 of the main characters die at the end? It was good. Now, number 4, this is where we get from the bad and good movies to the just great movies. And starting that off is Return of the Jedi. Oh gosh, people are going to yell at me for not having this at number 3, honestly, but I don't like this as much as Force Awakens. Return of the Jedi, I think, was a nice conclusion to the original trilogy, though not the franchise, obviously. Great way to end this trilogy, the original trilogy of Star Wars movies. My only problem with it, really, is the fact that the first act of the movie basically feels like a side storyline to everything else that happens. So now, moving on, number 3, Force Awakens. So many people hate this movie. It's the most underrated movie in Star Wars history. So many people call it a carbon copy of A New Hope. But I say, no, it's not. It's a carbonite copy of A New Hope. I'm just gonna go. I'm joking, I'm back. So, I'm sorry for that horrible joke. I actually think that this movie was really, really fun. I forget how good it is until I watch it again, but when I watch it, it's really good. Just, I don't get why people don't like it. Besides it being a carbonite copy. I'm sorry. Number 2, A New Hope. The first ever Star Wars movie. It started one of the best movie franchises of all time. Just, like, what can I say? It's amazing. If you haven't seen this or any other Star Wars movie, what are you doing? What are you doing? But number 1, Empire Strikes Back. When I think of my top 3 favorite Star Wars lines, this movie is what comes to mind. When I think of my favorite Star Wars moments, this movie is what comes to mind. It's just so good. I'm pretty sure that everybody I've ever seen make a ranking of all the Star Wars movies always has this at number 1, and it's easy to see why. It's just so great. So yeah, that's my second video on this channel. I've talked about MCU, I've talked about Star Wars. I'm not done talking about movie franchises. I'm going to keep ranking movie franchises. I'm going to make a video soon on Harry Potter, and then DC, and just I'm still excited to keep on doing this channel. So yeah, see ya, movie fans. Still love that. Okay, bye.